Mitt sat in the conference room with a blank expression. He had just gave a powerful closing speech at this week's Republicans for America meeting. He had prepared all week for it, with Anne's help. He had given many speeches in his day, so why was he so nervous for this one? Why could he give speeches in front of thousands like it was second nature, but in front of this small group his insides were twisting? Truth be told, it was because of a certain member. While giving the speech, he knew someone was glaring at him. The very same eyes that would make his knees weak and make his heart go doki doki, sorry guys, were now burning holes through him. It has been a week since Rick Perry Senpai tore out Mitt's still beating heart. Mitt began to gather his things to take his leave when he heard a knock on the door.
Oh, Santorum-kun, did you forget something too?
Mitt asked, only to receive a quiet
"No"
in response.
Why are you here then? Is something wrong?
Rick gathered up all of his courage and stepped forward.
"Actually, yes, there is.
He said boldly.
Not something with me, something with you."
Mitt looked shocked but allowed Rick to continue.
"You may have seemed fine to everyone else, but I know you, Mitt. I can tell when something is off."
Shocked at his own honesty, he blushed and stepped back.
"I've always admired you, watched you from afar, but you never took notice to me."
Mitt looked confused, flattered and shocked all at the same time, processing the new information. Rick looked unsure of himself, and Mitt found it to be so unbearably
cute.
Mitt said aloud, and put his hand over his mouth as he realized he had been thinking out loud. Rick gained some confidence from this and decided to go deeper.
"He hurt you, didn't he?"
Rick asked.
"Perry Senpai, I mean."
How did you?
"I told you I have been watching you, Baka."
Mitt nodded and told Mitt his story, about how he had caught his boyfriend, Rick Perry, in bed with Dan Cathy, CEO of Chick-fil-A. Mitt started to cry as he recalled his memories of walking in and seeing them, and of the night that followed, where he tearfully broke up with his first real love, Rick Perry. Santorum inched in closer and wrapped his arms around Mitt. After a while he leaned in and whispered in his ear,
"I can make the pain go away."
And he began to kiss Mitt, softly at first but then gaining more memento and becoming aggressive.
Wait, Rick.
Mitt said in between his panting.
It's too soon.
He said, but Rick ignored him, working his way to Mitt's neck, where he began to suck lightly. Mitt unconsciously let out a few low moans but gained his composure.
Rick, not in here. What if someone walked in? They would see us.
Rick did not stop for a short time, then finally replied,
"I want them to see."
Mitt found Rick's dominance incredibly sexy and let him continue. Rick started to unbuckle Mitt's belt and began to remove his dress pants.
"I have waited so long for this,"
he whispered in Mitt's ear. Mitt took off Rick's shirt and began to take off his own. Rick and Mitt were now fully unclothed. Rick started to rub Mitt's shaft slowly while Mitt moaned and asked him to go faster. Rick happily did as the other man asked, speeding his hands up and adding his mouth into the equation. It was almost too much for Mitt to handle. Rick continued to pleasure him until Mitt came past his limit. "What?" and let out a loud moan while Rick licked him up and down, gathering up all of Mitt's cum in his mouth. "I am sorry, what am I doing?" Mitt was still recovering from his massive orgasm when he noticed Rick putting on his clothes.
Where are you going?
Rick looked back and replied,
"I have to be somewhere. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to repay me later."
He winked at the love-struck Mitt and walked out of the room.